Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to Under the Arc Sports. I'm Eric Hobbs,
And I'm David Woldingen.
and it is time for us to preview Mizzou's regular season finale. The 9-2 Tigers looking for win number 10 in the battle line, don't call it a rivalry, against Arkansas. Before we get into that, please guys go ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel, like the video, sign up for the notifications, find us on Facebook, Instagram, and on X. And hey, we got our UTA Toy Drive Fundraiser going on. We'd really love for you to help us out. That is just trying to get money to the Salvation Army in St. Louis to help pay for Christmas presents for kids from underprivileged families. No kid deserves to have empty space under the Christmas tree on Christmas morning. So help us out there, please. Thank you. Yeah, David, the motivation factor here, I think, is the first thing you have to talk about. And for Mizzou, it's simple. You're talking about a chance at 10-win regular season, which has not happened very much at Mizzou, and what feels like locking up a New Year's Six bowl.
Yeah, I know the team is a little bit gassed after playing Georgia and Tennessee and then having to ramp it up against Florida because, I mean, you could tell they're just not quite together with all the mistakes and everything they were making in that game.
Right.
But I think that may have been kind of a wake-up call for the team as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, going down to Arkansas, I think they're going to be ready to play, knowing what's on the line. I mean, like you said, you're talking a New Year's Six bowl, most likely. So they're going to be ready to go. On the other side of things, though, Arkansas had just announced, evidently, that Pittman will be back next year.
Yeah.
So there's not the whole rally because they're firing our coach thing going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a matter of what are they playing for? At this point, it's just pride.
Yeah, if I was the Arkansas AD, I might have, even if I knew I was gonna keep Sam Pittman, I may have kept that under wraps and let the team think, hey, have that desperation, have that motivating factor to really have something tangible to play for. Because aside from that, you take away that, they don't have to worry about win one for the outgoing coach or we're fighting for his job. They're 4-7. They're not going bowling. So it really is pride because, any Arkansas fan will tell you this isn't a rivalry. So really, they have no extra incentive to try to keep little old Mizzou out of a New Year's Six bowl. That they'd only have that motivation for a rival.
Well, and let's not forget also they lost two of their running backs against FIU last week. So they're going to be looking to find someone to replace them because, I mean, at this point, you got AJ Green and then whoever else, quite honestly, who can step in and fill in the role besides KJ Jefferson, who has the most rushes at this point in time right now.
Yeah, if anyone is confused by my rivalry comments, well, so many Arkansas fans swear this isn't a rivalry, even though it's got a name and it's got a trophy, and the fans really hate each other. They think they're above little old Mizzou. At least too many of them do. Anyway, yeah, with Arkansas trying to run the football, KJ Jefferson has almost twice as many carries as anybody else. 159 carries, 432 yards. That's including sacks. But that's leading the team in both by some distance, and then you take away Rashad Dubinian, tore his meniscus, and then of course Rocket Sanders, probably the most talented back, potentially NFL caliber guy. He tore his labrum in the same game. I can sympathize. If you're a regular to the show, I'm a couple weeks out of a sling from having surgery for a torn labrum. And that's something where going back to the what are they playing for? If Arkansas was playing for something tangible, if they were the ones going for New Year's Six bowl, depending on the severity of the torn labrum, he may have been able to try and give it a go. Because if it's a partial tear, holding the ball like this, maybe I'm not a doctor. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but having walked around and played some sports with it, I feel like you could have given it a go. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, AJ Green is the one running back. After that, it's the guys who started the season fourth and fifth on the depth chart. Both of them got 20, 25 carries, a little more than 100 yards apiece running the football on the season. And David, those numbers are just not there because of the offensive line.
Yeah. Case in point, KJ Jefferson, 41 sacks on the season. That's a crazy amount, in all honesty. He's running for his life half the time back there.
There's only five there's 5 programs in the FBS that have given up more sacks than Arkansas. Their offensive line is not good. And so much of the heat on Sam Pittman is because he's an offensive line guy and they're having these struggles.
And Eric, I mean, if I were Mizzou's defense, I'd be like licking my chops for this one because you can get some sacks in this game. Robinson's probably ready to go on this one.
It's just find KJ Jefferson. That's so much of their offense.
And if I were Arkansas with Mizzou's lack of linebacker ability right now, depending on whether Hopper can go or not, I'd be dialing up some screen type plays because I don't think anybody back there will be able to catch on or read the screenplay just out of experience.
Yeah, I think if Arkansas were smart, I think you anticipate that Missouri's defensive line is going to feel like they are in control after the first series. After that, I'd start throwing screens left and right. And, kind of lull them into that, all right, we're going to own this line. And then they blow by, the lineman again. But this time it's a screen and the running back's off for 30 yards or whatever. That easier said than done with a pretty limited offense that the Razorbacks have. But with Missouri's linebacker situation, with Hicks and Newsome kind of being it, I think you got to make him prove it. And if Tyron Hopper's going, make him prove that his ankle is up to the challenge.
Yeah, Eric, and on the passing side of things for Arkansas, you have Andrew Armstrong with 52 receptions, 724 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Right behind him, you have Isaac Tesla, who has 32 receptions, 317 yards. After that, everyone has 16 or under receptions with 200 yards or less. So, I mean, while they do pass the ball around a little bit, if you can shut down Armstrong and Tesla, I think you can really get a hold of this offense, quite honestly.
Yeah, it's a lack of options for the Hogs. I think it's as simple as that.
Lack of options, lack of ability to get the ball out under pressure, things like that. Yeah. It's just a matter of if you put Jefferson under pressure, a lot of good things can happen for a defense. So I expect Mizzou to open up their blitz packages. We haven't seen it in a couple of games because of the running game of some of the other teams we played against. But I expect the blitzes to come out in full force against Arkansas.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if they're running the football, it's KJ Jefferson or AJ Green more than likely. Throwing the football, Armstrong or Tesla, cover them. And that's the Arkansas offense for the most part. Maybe not literally all of it, but that is a huge chunk of it. Now, as bad as the Arkansas offense can be, the defense isn't that bad. Missouri will not be able to just trot the offense out there and expect 500 yards of offense. But hey, right now it begins and ends with Cody Schrader.
Yeah, and I expect him to get a heavy dose of the ball, quite honestly, Eric, just because he's something like 330 yards away from all-time leading rusher at Mizzou, I believe it is.
Single season, yeah.
Yeah. So, between this game and the bowl game, I expect him to get a heavy dose to try to get that because I know Drink wants to get him that. He tried to get him another record,
All-purpose single game.
And Schrader said, "No, I'm good." So
Yeah.
I could easily see Drink trying to feed him the rock to get that. So I mean, look, Arkansas has played a bunch of teams really, really close. They've had a few blowouts this season, but they've had a lot of one score losses, kind of like Mizzou did last year, quite honestly.
Yeah.
You don't want to take this team lightly because they could take you to the woodshed just like any team in the SEC if you're sleeping. So Mizzou hopefully got their wake up call with Florida and will be ready for this game.
Yeah, that Florida outcome, having to work harder, if Florida competing when I think everybody expected Mizzou to kind of roll in this game. We both picked them by 3 touchdowns. Best thing that could happen for Mizzou. Now you anticipate their focus is not going to be an issue. And I feel like Missouri will have at least much closer to their A game in this one. Now, for picks, David. This is one where I think Arkansas is going to relish being the spoiler. I think they're going to enjoy that role because they're sick of losing to Missouri. I think that's a huge factor here. And I think Missouri's going to have to work and work. And I think they'll kind of keep Arkansas at arm's length, but they won't pull away by, 15, 20 points or more. So I'm going to pick Mizzou to win. And based on the spread, when we're filming this, barely cover. I've got Mizzou 31-23.
And I'm along the same lines, Eric. Only my thought is they played most of the teams they played this year really, really tough. And I expect they're at home. I expect nothing less out of them. I expect another real tough game. I think Mizzou is just going to be clicking on all cylinders in this game, though, and I have them winning 32-20 and getting their 10-win season, which did not see coming. However, I did have them at 8-4 though, so I thought they would be better this year. I didn't expect them to be on the roll they are though. So I mean, honestly, I've enjoyed every bit of it though.
Hey, they do that. You're talking about Fiesta Bowl, Peach Bowl, or Cotton Bowl, probably.
Yep, and here's hoping after a good Thanksgiving Day we have some ham. So, thank you for watching.
That's great.
Thank you for watching. Anyway.
Oh, that's the end of this video, guys.
Yeah, thank you for watching Under the Arch Sports. However, make sure you stay tuned with us because we'll keep you updated with the bowl setup wherever Mizzou ends up landing on Selection Sunday and whatnot. We'll keep you updated with our pregame for that whenever that happens. And hopefully it's not Tulane. That's all I ask. But thank you for watching. Until next time, take care.